He who wishes to be rich in a day will be hanged in a year. Leonardo da Vinci. My friends, success requires effort, and success in the market, with all the millions of people involved, the computers, the analytics, everything that goes on each and every day. People say, why do we do what we do in the way we do it? And that is because we follow big trends. We're not looking for market inefficiencies to grab a nickel here, a dime there. We're looking for turnarounds like you see on these candlesticks each and every day, where we have the market bottom and move up, or top and move down. And we look to jump in and grab the money with the market, a chunk out of the middle, the safest, most efficient thing to do. And of course you say, well, there's computers and there's quants and there's dark pools and there's all this insider stuff going on. Well, there's all sorts of things. There's always been all sorts of things going on in the market. So why don't we do what we do? Because you can see these trends, can you not, my friends? Every day. And I appreciate all of you have been with us for years, and all the new people. But you will learn as you stick with us and as you watch the market ebb and flow, that we can, just like, and I used to use the surfing analogy all the time. I live at the beach on the East Coast. And, you know, we like to get out in the water. We love to surf. And of course, when you learn to surf, there's many times when you try to get on your board too early, before the wave peaks, or times when you get on it too late after the wave peaks and you miss the ride. So when is the appropriate time to get on the wave? It's as it's reaching its peak, and then you're able to see it and you're able to time it right to hit it at the right time. You don't get in too early. You don't get in too late. You get in at the right time. Sometimes the wave, even the best of surfers, can get tricked out of it. And you've got to know the precise time to get on it. For us, it's right as we know that the wave has formed and that it is moving in our new direction. That is, either it's bottomed and is moving up, or topped and moving down. That all being said, lots of great training at the channel. Patreon members, thank you for all your support. Let's jump into these charts. We're going to start first with, well, I'll tell you where the market is overall. Everything is up for the day except gold. Gold's pretty much flat. Let's look at the S&P 500. As we see, the week is starting off down. We have a down 2-day candle. As far as the half day goes, we see that it is sliding sideways. It has tended up today. But overall, as far as the 2-day wave and the weekly wave, you know, things slid sideways for the prior 2 weeks, and we have some down momentum at this point. We shall continue to watch, wait and see. We saw where it really hammered down in the morning on Monday, popped up a little bit more, moved up some in the afternoon, or took off some of that down move in the afternoon. And today it's up a little bit, but lots of indecision there. So again, the overall mood looking at these charts is still down. S&P, like we said, up 0.75%. Now let's move on to the NASDAQ 100. Also, you can see here, we had a big, strong down move on Monday morning. Monday afternoon, again, indecision with some upward movement. And again, lots of indecision here with green spinning tops. Again, NASDAQ 100 up a little more than the S&P. We look at the 2-day chart. We see that 2-day candle red and down, right about average volume. We look at where the weekly is, red candle, red volume. And we'll keep our eye on things after 2 prior weeks, again, of indecision and sideways sliding. Well, it popped up 2 weeks ago, and then last week, that's where we had things start dying on the vine, and that attempt to up move dying. So we are below the 2-day, on the 2-day chart and the weekly chart and the half-day chart. As we look on all 3 of those charts at our weekly trend line, all of our candles are below it. Now let's move away from stocks into bonds. Bonds kicking up a second day in a row, 1.32%. Bonds heading up, particularly on this half-day chart, heading up toward the weekly trend line. On the 2-day chart, lots of indecision, spinning top there, lots of volume. And on the weekly chart, let's take a closer look at that. We see on the weekly chart, we have reached a lower low already this week than last week. We saw super high volume last week. I mean, we're heading up just 2 days in almost to the average volume as it is. So we will keep an eye on bonds, see if bonds are going to continue to move down. But it was a decent up day for bonds today. Now, they have been very, very good to us, have they not? I mean, we saw that jump and a 2.10% down in a very short period of time. And of course, we continued to ride that down. Things popped up for a few days and then slid back over and going down. So again, we are, if we followed just our weekly candles, they've kept us in this whole time, garnering more and more profits in a beautiful move with the second half of our trade after we sold that first half, after scooping up 2.10%. What are we at right now? About a 6% gain on that, maybe 7.5%. Anyway, it's beautiful. So again, hope you've been practice trading it. Let's look at where we are on gold. Gold just about flat for the day. We saw gold peak last Friday in the morning, and then, okay in the afternoon, not quite as high, but Monday down day, and we see on Tuesday, again, down 0.01%, so pretty much flat. We'll keep an eye on gold, see if it's just digesting those gains, getting ready to move up again. We haven't hit the high of last week yet, and of course, that was on the Thursday, Friday candle. So again, we'll keep a close eye on where things are going. This Monday, Tuesday candle, again, not hitting those prior highs. So we'll continue to watch, see what gold is going to do for us. Hope that it just continues its upward tear. Now, again, we've talked about Bitcoin up, flat, up, and then boom, heading up. I know that several of you jumped into Bitcoin as it started to climb, as you'd seen in the past. And of course, it has, again, with stutters and stops, continued to move up and, of course, bounding up as it did today, 7.55%, knocking out, the prior top where things had topped somewhere at that 31 mark with a high throughout the course of the day of 33.52. So again, Bitcoin showing that when it starts to go green this year, it has pretty much continued in the green. Now, this is a longer run up, or as long a run up as we saw in the past. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 candles. And we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we've got the longest run up so far of the year. So keep your eye on Bitcoin. We'll continue to track and trace it each and every day. See where and how it goes. Along with gold, 20-year bonds, and of course our 2 stock market indexes, the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ 100. And again, Patreon members, thank you for all your support. If you're not a Patreon member, want to support the work we do here, remember the stuff you support tends to stay around. If you get value from us, then of course, show some reciprocity. We would sure appreciate it. God bless, my friends. All the best from the whole team at Charting Wealth World Headquarters.